Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I want to see how this live stream does. I switched over to a different service, and I want to see how it goes. Hope everybody's having a good evening. And I've got this set for public or not talking to myself in private. That's been known to happen. But anyway, I've got in my thumbnail that Twitter crime scene, super egos, mind games. Okay, White House mind games. So anyway, I'm going to play a video, and I want to see how clear it comes in. If y'all can give me a hand with that, and let me know if I'm coming in clear. If I could get a 5x5. Let me see. Video. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? Hi, Tennessee. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Nurse 222. And how you doing? I'm going to play this video, and y'all let me know how it comes in. I tried to play my Laura Logan video last time, and it did not transfer over to my other device, so I came back to this device. So hopefully it will play clear. Y'all let me know. And this will give people time to get in the chats. And my new subscribers who may not have seen this video can get a chance to maybe get a screen grab of it or clip it out of the video with the clip feature in the bar there. Hi, Melinda. How you doing? So I'm going to go ahead and play it. Let me know how it plays when it's done. I'm going to cut my mic off.
My job as a journalist is to try to understand what is the truth here. I don't like being lied to, and we're being lied to on an epic scale. When we're told your only choice is you have to be 100% with Zelensky.
Slava Ukraina.
Who's a puppet, who you can find on the internet in black stilettos and leather pants. Zelensky was selected, like so many of our leaders. And honestly, with big tech and with election fraud these days, we don't know how many leaders all around the world have been selected for us and weren't actually voted in.
How to build back better.
We have to build back better.
Build back better.
If Donald Trump gets the Republican nomination, there are many of us that will move heaven and earth to ensure he doesn't win.
We are fighting the same battles all over the world. To pretend that this war is about Russia and Ukraine is a barefaced lie. Putin has been warning for 15 years that he is not going to stand by while the globalists take over the world, build bioweapons facilities and whatever else they're doing in Ukraine. Ukraine has been a center of money laundering for many of the leaders in this country. Billions of US dollars have been laundered through Ukraine, and we say nothing about it. Does nobody question these things? We have an idiot like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
Mr. Vindman. Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, please.
Do you always insist on civilians calling you by your rank?
And sits there as a lieutenant colonel. He didn't even make colonel. And he's telling the president of the United States what his policy should be. You have a traitor in the form of Maria Yovanovitch, who was Obama's ambassador, who's telling Ukrainian government officials, don't listen to the will of the American people.
In his July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, the president badmouthed Yovanovitch, calling her bad news.
I was shocked, absolutely shocked.
And then she's given a cushy job for life at Georgetown University, and we're told that the president of the United States cannot say to his foreign counterparts that we want you to look into something.
If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So much hypocrisy and dishonesty here, and Ukraine is at the center of it all.
Haha, I saw some 5x5, so I guess it played pretty good. That's good to hear, folks. I might as well put this picture up. Y'all remember the 80s, don't you? Or was that late 70s? Ha ha ha. Hi, Nikki. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. Hi, Ann. Brighter day. Awaken Trillium. Happy days. Hello, Mr. Kibler. How y'all doing, Ann? How you? So we got some new folks in the chats. So we once again listened to more stuff coming out on the Twitter thing, and that, I believe, is driving it home to people about the illegality of what was going on in the participation of many government agencies And of course, the employees of Twitter were feeling very important and that what they were doing was the right thing. So that gets us to the super egos. I was listening to Sebastian Gorka, and he was saying, I don't think there's any one person we can point at. Let me get that kid off there. I just thought it was funny. I'll put this one up. Y'all might want to get a screenshot of that. He doesn't think there's one person that's like the big kahuna running the whole show like Soros or this creepo you see here. It's mostly, in his mind, getting people that are susceptible to want power, feel powerful. You give them really good salaries. You put them in positions where they can control other people's speech. And hey, it's a piece of cake from there. They'll do what you want. And that gives job security for all the people at the FBI that I discussed in the past who would work with mafia figures, and the mafia figure all of a sudden finds out $6 million is missing out of his account and never got turned into the court. Things like that. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Sandy. How you doing? B-Dog, how are you doing? Larry. Yeah, we're getting some new. I'd like to say hi to my new subscribers. And when I use this little setup I got, I play the videos kind of early because they're more stable, and also put up memes while I'm talking so people can get some screenshots. And if I show a meme you've already seen, just remember, we got new subscribers all the time, and some of them you may not have seen. So let's see. How about this one? How about this? Biden laundered billions of dollars through Ukraine, so they're investigating Trump again. Ha ha. KS, how you doing? So anyway, Sebastian Gorka was pretty much boiling it down to a psychology that many people are susceptible to, fed by an education system and college systems that, when you get out of high school, it's everybody wins the prize, right? Everybody's special, everybody's important, everybody knows everything, and everybody's got to go out and change the world. And then when they go to college, they get a communist-centric philosophy pumped in their heads, along with all the other issues I'm going to talk about tonight. And I talked about Boston, Massachusetts, where you have the chorus there, the men's chorus singing, "These are not your children," where you have the hospital, the Boston Young People Hospital, I'll say, that performs certain things and gives certain supplements and medications to very, very young people. And that Lawrence Tribe, who was elbow to elbow with James Comey on trying to undermine President Trump when he first came into office. So you go to a college like that and you're taught Mao, however people want to pronounce it, philosophy, and you're pretty much guaranteed a job because this person is friends with that person, and you get a worthless degree. But that signals to the bureaucrats in the government that need a good flunky under them that you're the person for the job. And so, it's a societal problem that we're going to have to address. But anyway, let's try to have a few laughs out of life. Here's one I had the other day. I think it was before I got taken down. I considered selling my weapons back to the government, but after a background check and thorough investigation into the buyer, I determined the buyer has a history of violence and is mentally unstable. Big risk to everyone around it. So, we try to handle it with humor. And as we know, I'm going to play this video. Every time Trump went to make a speech somewhere, Davos, the World Economic Forum, his NATO speech, which was, his UN speech, which was hailed by so many people as one of the best speeches a president had ever given at UN, sorry. That was overshadowed by Nancy doing the slow walk to deliver the impeachment papers. So things like that we're all aware of. But, the average person isn't. And when Trump is going to hit home, that's right when they try to interfere with how he conducts himself in his presidency. But let me just go over a couple of these articles before I run that quick tape of Donald Trump. Hi, Freedom. Hello. How you doing? Hi, Martha. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Debbie. Sandy, it's nice to see you. Did I say hi, Sandy? If I didn't, I'm saying it now. Okay. FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried just hired Ghislaine Maxwell's defense attorney. You remember my old saying, they're all like worms in a clump of dirt? Worms in a clump of dirt. We know what Miss Maxwell is tangled up with, and I think we're going to see some references to that as Elon Musk goes through what he himself describes as a crime scene. But anyway, one other thing this article didn't point out was the person that this Bankman-Fried is hiring is the same one that represented not only Maxwell, but Guzman, Shorty Guzman, what's his name? The Mexican drug lord, El Chapo. Okay, now I'm looking at the results he's gotten. Ghislaine Maxwell got 20 years, and Guzman is sitting in a ultra high security prison in America, been extradited from Mexico. And if this guy's got the billions they're talking about, I don't know. That's not the greatest track record in the world. Oh, yeah, a lot more is going to come out about it, Sandy. You bet. You bet. But anyway, let me play this little clip from Donald Trump. He says things to the point, but they always throw some manner of look here, not there business. So, and they don't purposely don't cover it in the news. But anyway, I'll go ahead and play this while we got a stable broadcast. And this was his visit to the World Economic Forum. As far as I know, a organization nobody ever elected. Okay? I'll go ahead and play it.
We must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse. They are the heirs of yesterday's foolish fortune tellers, and I have them, and you have them, and we all have them. And they want to see us do badly, but we don't let that happen. They predicted an overpopulation crisis in the 1960s, mass starvation in the 70s, and an end of oil in the 1990s. These alarmists always demand the same thing: absolute power to dominate, transform, and control every aspect of our lives. We will never let radical socialists destroy our economy, wreck our country, or eradicate our liberty. America will always be the proud, strong, and unyielding bastion of freedom.
So again, he was right to the point and discussed back then what he's been discussing now, which is socialism / you might as well say communism, is not going to be getting into our system. So, of course, they don't report on these types of things. these types of statements from Trump. That's a way of thinking. They do not want to gain popularity. But we know that it has gained popularity, at least with us. I'll get this news article out of the way too. Nigerian leader issues a warning. Weapons sent to Ukraine are ending up in the hands of terrorist groups in North America. And like you mentioned, saying about this FTX, you're going to see a lot of things that we're discussing all tied together. Miss Maxwell, that situation, you know what I'm talking about, with little ones or young people, weapons deals like that person that got freed, the merchant of death, money laundering, foreign aid. All these things are going to be tied together, and we will see the same names cropping up again and again and again. So, as I said, they're like worms in a clump of dirt. And I know it's a country way of saying it, but you get people that are weak-minded, and they prey on these people. They condition them to be weak-minded, but they think they're brilliant. Most people you run across have a potential to be independent thinkers and activate what is in their DNA. What is in your DNA? Liberty, logic, reason. Who put it there? God. You find a way to blanket that where people don't recognize it, don't critically think, and buy your BS. And I wasn't going to, I said, I'm going to go ahead and cuss on this live stream, but I'm not going to cuss. So you get my point. Satan is full of BS, okay? He's full of bull. And that's what he does. He gets people to believe in a bunch of bull. And they don't use their God-given gifts of reason. And that's when he starts to take over. So you get different groups of people with different weaknesses and areas of vulnerability, and you give them positions of power. You give them money. You say they're doing great. Speaking of one such person, here you go. Rachel Levine, I think it was Richard before, calls on doctors to become ambassadors to normalize transgenderism. I think that is a condition that requires, if nobody's harmed anybody, but these are untreated psychiatric patients. Okay? But if they have harmed somebody, they have places like for the criminally insane. But people that are in this terrible situation, and I have in the past shown videos and express the regret I feel for these people, the sadness I feel, especially for someone who's trying to rescue themselves from being put in the position at a young age. So let me check the chats here. Oh, we got some. Hi, Martha. Finding Dory, how you doing? So let me see. Mark B. AZ. Let's see. See what people got to say. And I'm fine with someone of a liberal bent. I'll be happy to talk to you. I'm moving this over so I can see the chats a little bit better. It's hard to read white letters against a light background. Hi, Robin. How you doing? Yep. Mark's lining it up right there with the crypto money. Bill Clinton being a paid speaker. Getting to what Gorka was saying and how we find out that these people are all interconnected in some way. And one quick way to find the relationships is what I just showed, that they all use the same lawyers. But anyway, he said there's a collection of people. It's not one person like that is Satan Jr. or hiding in a cave or in some devilish palace somewhere running the show. It is a system of infiltrating people's minds and getting them to a point, as it says in the Bible, where they will be given over to their own strong delusions. So, with that in mind, I'm going to play this tape, and I played this before, and it's about, because Sebastian Gorka kept using the term, his experience in the White House was subversion. Subversion. That's a different thing than treason. Because I do hear a lot of times, and so had Sebastian Gorka, that this person's got to go for treason, this person, that person. Okay, there's different levels of offenses, I'll say, against the state. But let me go ahead and play this. It's just a thing about treason, because I think I showed in the past where everybody that's ever been convicted of treason in the United States, I think it's about 8 people, 8 to 10, no more than 10, the entire history of this country. So everything people do wrong is not necessarily treason. It can be subversion, okay? It can be defrauding the United States. It can be denying civil rights. It can be any number of things. Not every time somebody does something wrong, there's calls to go out and, do what with a rope to every single person. So anyway, let me play this little tape while we got a stable broadcast about why treason is the only crime defined in the Constitution.
This kind of a very specific element of a kind of a criminal code is quite unusual. The Constitution specifically defines what treason is, which is making war against the United States or giving aid and comfort to our enemies, and it actually has a procedural element that treason has to be proven by the statements of 2 witnesses to an overt act or a confession. And so it is interesting the Constitution gives that much detail to treason. It is an unusual provision of the Constitution that it defines specific crime. Normally, in this area, the Constitution either gives power, say, to Congress to pass laws, including to define crimes, or denies certain powers to Congress or to the President or the judiciary. This kind of a very specific element of a kind of a criminal code is quite unusual. I think it's because treason is a unique crime. It is the crime that is most a crime against the state. And I think there may have been some concern that in English history, and a lot of the Constitution was written against the background of English history, treason may have been abused as a way of getting at the king's enemies. And so I think the special requirements of proof and the specific definition of treason about making war against the country, giving aid and comfort to the enemy, I think was a way of narrowing the definition of what treason is.
So the reason I pulled that out of the archives is because when I noticed Sebastian Gorka being interviewed by the people that were going to go over the Twitter drops, he used the term subversion many times. And that made me think, well, go ahead and discuss it and why it is the only crime defined in the Constitution, and that you have to have a very high bar. You have to meet a very high bar. There we go. There's one for you if you want to trim that one out. Let's see. I'm being careful. I'm discussing the situation from a educational perspective. I'm not making any accusations. As a matter of fact, I'm supporting what Sebastian Gorka has said. Which is there are other things besides that. I did not want to put this thing up yet. I'll get to that later on. It won't go off the screen. But anyway, I'll get it off there. Because I heard a fellow content creator say that I know it's a spiritual battle, but he was saying, well, it's not spiritual, not so much a battle about taxes and stuff like that. It's a spiritual battle. Now, I'm aware of that. But how they get you, how they break you down, is how they try to control your resources and deny you your resources. Whether it's being able to barbecue in your backyard, have a fireplace or a wood stove, or whether you can have a gas-powered car or a battery-operated car, it's about control. And one way to control you is to control your money. And I always bring it up that the only time that Jesus really got mad was when he cleaned out the money changers, okay? And they were defrauding the people, and he went in there with a bullwhip. So, yes, taxes has quite a bit to do with it, because when you put people in charge that think they know everything and have been taught a philosophy that is contrary to our Constitution, then we're in danger of losing everything we have. And what do they say? We'll own nothing and be happy, right? So let me see what's going on. Sandy wants quick trials. So anyway, I got another 2 videos I want to play real quick, and I discussed in one of my recent broadcasts about what was going on in Ukraine, and it is terrible. As far as the citizens that are being conscripted, they're taking people in their 60s, they're taking women, they're taking people with very, very little experience and throwing them out there on the front line. And I had talked about how difficult it was for them out in the battlefield, and that they really didn't want to be there. And if the Russians wanted to, if Putin wanted to, they could be having a duck shoot out there. And this video proves that, at least in this area. Let me put this video up. Now, what you're seeing here, you're going to see some young men that are they are out in the field, the steppes, STEPPES, and what you're looking in is one of their dugouts, foxhole, whatever you want to call it, where they're supposed to, sleep, cook their food, stay warm, hide from incoming fire, you name it. Because as you see, when they walk around, they're out in the middle of a field that stretches for miles and miles and miles. They're sitting ducks. And they're dealing with trenches being filled up with water. So let me play this video real quick. I cut my mic off.
Смотрите, от этого мы должны сидеть, крытая щелине, блядь. Это наше начальство так говорит, смотрите. Заебись, да? Лодери, блядь. Нормально, блядь. Идем дальше. Какой там сюда, там чистое поле, блядь. Наши позиции сейчас покажу, блядь. О, смотри, блядь. Тут мы должны сидеть, блядь. Воды по колено, блядь. Это пизда, блядь. Как тут, блядь, обороняться, блядь?
Now, those are your home. When you're out there, that's your home. And like I said, if the Russians wanted to, under the current conditions at wintertime, they could be taking a lot of ground and pushing a lot of people back and actually destroying a lot of Ukrainians, but they're not doing it. And of course, you'll never hear that in the media. So here's an article I didn't put up, but I talked about, but I will show it to you. As we were talking about Kevin McCarthy, whether or not we should have him in as Speaker of the House, and I've already given my position, but this is something for the doubters. Eric Swalwell, if you doubt whether or not we should have McCarthy as Speaker of the House, Eric Swalwell encourages a Republican coup against leader Kevin McCarthy. Hi-fi low. Ha-ha. There, that's right. I'm having me a cup of coffee too. Yes, I did, Sandy. I saw them laughing at us. If I wasn't American, I'd be laughing too. But this thing with Twitter, I tell you, Andy No put up something I wasn't able to put up because I was using a different service. But here's what you get from the other side, okay? Andy No. And when I speak about TRANNY, I don't mean anything about gay. Andy No's gay. Rick Grinnell's gay. I went over it with Liberace in the 50s and 60s, okay? Dr. Smith from Lost in Space in the 1960s and 70s. Paul Lynde, who was a comedian. Gomer Pyle, a.k.a. Jim Neighbors. Americans have never had a problem with people who have that way of life, okay? So just putting that out there because I do talk about this other business, especially when it involves people who are too young to know what's going on. But with the conservatives were getting banned and knocked off Twitter for years. Outrageous. I mean, people were losing their livelihoods because they made a career out of social media. People were having their free speech. You never heard anything. But here, NGO exclusive, this fellow, Michael Hargett, is identified as the suspect who allegedly attempted to blow up the area around a Seattle area Tesla store on Friday. A SWAT unit ended the siege after a 5-hour standoff. Just hours before, Antifa called for attacks on Tesla properties and revenge against Elon Musk for suspending their accounts. Now, when did you see one action like that? After all, yes, Gomer Pyle was, I think he had a secret marriage to Rock Hudson. So anyway, so here's their reaction for posting violent tweets. They get taken down, and what do? They try to bomb a Tesla. And they don't care who gets hurt. Now, I talked about how they tried to economically harm Twitter by doing boycotts. And this is a meme that's going around. Twitter is dying. Twitter servers. I said, last night I said Twitter was, I forget the term I used, but next thing you know, here's a meme about it. Pretty much the same thing that I said. So, and I see you, Nikki, you're saying something about a county, and yeah, I'm going to touch on that because all politics is local. And I have seen counties go from where you went to a board meeting and your supervisor was there with a plaid shirt and jeans and white socks and brown shoes and maybe chewing tobacco and talk about what's going on. And 10 years later, they're all suits and ties sitting 6 feet above you, looking down at you like you're wasting their time. And they pass whatever they want. And if you don't like it, tough. So things have changed since the 1990s in local government. And I'll get into that in future broadcasts. But let's see. These things are kind of tiny here. I'm going to pluck them out as I go. Here's something that Maria Bartiromo put out, a truth. And I watched Maria Bartiromo's show. All the while this was happening at Twitter. Vijaya Gatti, such an honor. She's the one who approved taking down Trump off of Twitter. Such an honor to meet Hillary Clinton today. Amazing talk at Twitter, full of great advice and inspiration. Now, I don't know what kind of term they can use against me. I don't know. But I have yet to hear this person's citizenship. Because as I discussed about Rakita Law, his suspension from this platform, YT, was made by somebody working, I guess, a phone bank or whatever or computer bullpen where they all go through videos and stuff. It was made by somebody in India, and there you have nothing against them, but they're not familiar with our Constitution. Why are they able to take someone in another country and exercise punitive actions against citizens in this country? That's what I want to know. So I don't know what her nationality is, but as far as what's going on with our speech, we don't need to be judged by people who are not familiar with or have any allegiance to our Constitution. Here's a good one for you. Schedule F. I talked about that in the past. That's what they're all terrified of. That is where Donald Trump signed an executive order to make it much, much easier to remove the dead weight from the federal government. Let me see. I'm just going through the chats. I should play some background music. Oh, I'll tell you what I want to do. This is one where I can put up little special effects and stuff. Here we go. Whoops. Little bombs going off. Boom. Let me see how this one works. Wait a second. Boom. Here, I'll make a bird fly by. I've been using these for a while. There's a bird. Here's a question mark. What'd you say to me? Wait a minute. It's got to upload. There you go. What'd you say? You don't say. Wait a minute. You couldn't see that one. But anyway, Schedule F has got them all terrified. And that's what it's going to amount to right here. I want to keep on keeping on with this. I got to figure out how to use this stuff. So if somebody says something really funny, I'll go, hey, I wish I had a sound effects. Boom. I like the bomb. Boom. Anyway, Sharia law. No, we don't want that. So anyway, here's something I said I had a picture of. I couldn't show it. This was last night. Or night before last. I was talking about the Christmas decorations the Bidens had up. Hey, and there's a little thing in the bottom corner that says subscribe. So y'all like, share, subscribe. Ha, ha, ha. But I said I had a close-up photo of it. And this is from Jill Biden's Twitter account where she showed her Christmas decorations. And below this Baphomet head, this goat head, is a green and blue wreath for Christmas. And so if you go and look up her tweet about Christmas decorations for the Bidens, you will see this golden frame. It's like a mirror frame. And when you zoom in on it, that's what you see. So that is all going to tie in with the Sam Bankman-Fried, Ghislaine Maxwell, and what Elon Musk was saying here. It's a crime scene. It is a crime that this is the first one where he told Jack Dorsey. It's a crime they refused to take action on exploitation for years. And Jack Dorsey said this is false. And Elon Musk said, no, it's not. When Ella Irwin, who now runs Trust and Safety, joined Twitter earlier this year, almost no one was working on child safety. She raised this with Ned and Parag, but they rejected her staffing request. I made it a top priority immediately. Now, what did he put out after that? He put this tweet out. Oh, somebody tweeted him. Oh, wait. I think I might have found the problem. This Yoel Roth was high up and was developing these programs and instituting these policies that led to a lot of conservatives getting taken down. And Yoel Roth, you see, he tweets, he had back in 2010, can high school students ever meaningfully consent to have, you know what, with their teachers? And Elon Musk said, this explains a lot. Then he said, looks like Yoel is arguing in favor of young people being to access adult internet services in his PhD thesis. And he put up a page from Yoel's thesis. So they're going farther and farther back, and they're going to find more and more. And did I get a screenshot of where Elon Musk said Twitter was a crime scene? Well, he did tweet that out, but he also tweeted, let me see if I can find that in my studio. I might have to put it up on the next broadcast, but he did say Twitter was a crime scene, and then he tweeted this out. Twitter's darkest secrets. And there's Elon with a shovel looking in the grave he dug up. Here we go. Twitter is both a social media company and a crime scene. Now, he started off with these drops when he did his interview where he said he felt he was at an increased risk. He mentioned several times, if you break United States law, you pay a penalty. He said that. He said later again, if you break the law, you go to jail. That was days ago when he was giving the interview saying that he felt that he was in danger and he needed to up his security. He may need to up his security and he was concerned about his family. So couple of days after that, he says Twitter's both a social media company and a crime scene. So he purchased a crime scene, and he's going through the crime scene. And this Yole person is got some splaining to do. Oh, I got this picture because they show Joe Biden eating ice cream all the time in that Laura Logan video I put up. So I don't know if you guys want to make yourself sick or give up ice cream. Matt Taibbi posted, "Got your popcorn ready." Ha ha ha. Well, I tell you, I think it was Dan Scavino put up some popcorn tweets or truths on Truth Social. So this is an educational experience for a lot of people that weren't exposed to anything, that are now seeing it. They got to look. You know, when something happens, people got to look. It's like driving by a car wreck. Everybody slows down, sticks their neck out, rubbernecking. So this is Twitter's car wreck and crime scene. Let me see what this one says. Let me get the Elon Musk ones. Oh, okay. This was early. Someone said, I thought it may have been a ban on Kari Lake's account, but it also happens to be on Elon Musk's tweets. So is it me? Am I the drama? Why can't I retweet Musk and Lake? And Elon Musk said, the more Twitter improves its signal-to-noise ratio, the less relevant conventional news becomes. That's a good term to use instead of MSM or mainstream media, because I'm sure that just me saying that is a chance I get looked at. So I'd like that conventional news. I'm going to start using that term. Just like I say the Biden laptop. I don't waste my time saying the Hunter Biden laptop, because it's the Biden laptop. James Biden, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, it's all in there. Communications from the young ones in the family. Now, I tell you, this would be a good time to go over, if Donna's still out there. Yeah, there you are. I'm going to go over this thing that happened in Germany with a supposed overthrow of the government and then bringing out special police because of this guy wanted to reinstate the monarchy and everything. I talked about Peru, but anyway, Donna, thank you for putting out this nice comment in the comments. If y'all get a chance, put a comment in the comments after the video's published or after you watch one of my other videos. But anyway, Donna's put up here in the comments, I love the knowledge of history and current events and the wisdom to interpret them. It is so refreshing to get reliable news not available anywhere else. So I said, oh, that's nice. So I put a heart on it. And she got a couple of thumbs ups. Well, somebody comes out of the blue. I blacked their name out because I don't want to. If the person doesn't want to engage, in discussion, that's fine. I'm not going to hold them out there. What do they call it? Drag. I'm not going to drag them. But anyway, I blacked their name out. But they said most things that you can't get anywhere else are scarce because they're of questionable value. Usually just private biases that you happen to agree with. And I'm like, what the hell's all that gibberish about? I'm given my what I see during the day and what I've experienced in life. And to this person, all this stuff is of questionable value and private biases. So I said, name one. And I took this picture this morning, so it's been over 24 hours. It's been a day and a half. I haven't heard nothing back from them. But, here's somebody that doesn't engage in the conversation, probably hadn't watched the whole video, and goes to comments. So if you get a chance to, leave something in the comments, that'd be real helpful. Give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe and you'll know when I go live if you hit the bell notification. So anyway, I don't know what this person, as I said, I blocked their name out. I'll try to remember their name. If they come back in the picture and want to talk to me, that's fine. I've had many conversations. A lot of you have been with me for a long time, know that I don't shy away and I'm not nasty and hostile to people. And I ask people that disagree with me to talk in a reasonable way, and I'll have conversations with them right here on YouTube. That's what it's all about, right? So anyway, that person doesn't see any value in my life experiences, and they can go pound sand. But anyway, I watch this channel. I can't say it. My friend Bernie, but he put this up, a textbook definition of lawfare. If you do something Democrats don't like, they do this to you. Breaking: San Francisco building inspectors are launching an investigation into reports that Twitter has converted several office rooms at its headquarters into sleeping quarters for employees. We need to make sure the building is being used as intended. So right away, somebody's ratting, and whatever was done was probably done before Elon Musk bought it. Nobody had a problem with it. They're all living in there like a big hippie hole, drinking wine and farting around all day and causing trouble for conservatives. And then right when an adult comes in the room, they want to go to a building inspector. I've had that happen to me in my life, where you have a problem with somebody and they try to get anybody they can on you. The dog warden, or the guy that goes around, measures your grass to make sure you're mowing according to code. So they know how to weaponize. That's why I was talking about local politics being so important. When you get little towns and communities, they start hiring people to walk around with clipboards, checking your grass, or all the stunts they can pull. But they sure enough know how to weaponize these goofy little government agencies. So that's one more thing they've got to deal with. But let me put this up. Before I put up this picture, I got a picture of Xi Jinping, or whatever his name is, with Justin Trudeau. But before I get to that one, I'm going to put this election in. TikTok announces TikTok accounts operated by the CCP push divisive videos about U.S. politicians. Okay, this is from Breitbart. The propaganda arm of the CC, and then last words P, is operating accounts on TikTok that have millions of followers and push divisive videos about U.S. politicians. So I mentioned it in our broadcast. I said, if anybody's creating on TikTok, making a little bit of spending money or paying their bills or something, and got it built up pretty good, you better start looking for an alternative or build an audience elsewhere, because I don't look for that to survive very long. And on that note, what we have here is Xi Jinping scolding Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau during the G20 conference. Did you hear this on conventional media? Everything we discussed has leaked to the newspaper. That's not appropriate. That's not how we do things. So apparently there's a little business going on between Xi Jinping and Justin Trudeau. So now, I haven't talked about North Korea in a while, but I got this picture here. This is Kim Jong-il with his daughter. And everybody knows that things are not really good in that country, especially for sitting at the dinner table. What they tell the people is that the family, the ruling family, are some sort of gods that came off of a holy mountain, and people look at them and see what they think is divine, some kind of superior godlike genes. But the bottom line is they're going to have to learn some point, just like the Japanese learned that their emperor was not a deity. They're going to have to learn is the difference between them and you is that they get to eat and you don't, because they're the ruling class. You're the peasant. Okay? So they're not missing too many meals over there at the presidential palace. I'll tell you that. But the people look at them and say, wow, they're different than us. Yeah, because they eat and you don't. Now, here's one for you. Here are 2.2 trillion missing. You guys can see that because I'm going to get into real quick because I'm getting up on the hour point. On the hour mark before I get into this German situation. Doesn't look like I'm going to get through everything I wanted to do, but the $600 1099 or whatever they call it, where there's a lot of videos on YouTube where they're going to be coming after people for selling things on eBay, and you got to keep your records. They'll be eating good and you won't. Just like what we just saw. Americans warned about IRS audits of Venmo payments. They are targeting you. So, anyway, this business of Jack Posobiec put this out a couple of days ago. Breaking: German Prince Heinrich Reuss of Greece was arrested Wednesday morning along with supporters suspected of planning a coup d'etat in Germany to install himself as emperor. The action is ongoing and 3,000 police officers are conducting nationwide raids. Well, the thing is, what are they saying this guy was going to do? Put his tinfoil crown on and just tell the military, tell the Bundeswehr, tell the politicians, I'm king now? What the story is going about now is that the claims of a coup were nothing more than an excuse to go around and arrest people who disagreed with the Ukraine policy, disagreed with the liberal government, because they are active politically and they are looking like they're going to take a majority of the seats or enough seats in the legislature to rattle the cages there of Angela and her people. So now they're conducting these raids by claiming that this one individual right here, supposedly 25 other people, are going to take over the German government. So it's a ruse and an excuse, just like they're doing with GJT, rounding up supporters, putting them on BS charges, and that's what this is looking like. I had an article where it said 25 people. And some guy that's got some monarchical heritage where he was related to the former monarchy. And, you know, hey, here we go. Let's start talking about worms in a clump of dirt. How many of y'all seen this one? Eric Trump put this out. The wife of Special Counsel Biden chose to investigate, which is that Jack Smith guy. Let me know if y'all seen this one or not. The wife of Special Counsel Biden chose to investigate real Donald Trump, his likely opponent, reportedly produced the Michelle Obama documentary, Yes, America. You were reading this correctly. So Jack Smith's wife did a documentary on Michelle becoming, that's her name, Katie Shivigany. Becoming what? But anyway, worms in a clump of dirt. Let's see, that's this guy right here. Let me find him. Where are you at, Jack? Oh, wait a minute. Here you go. Special Counsel Jack Smith expands fishing expedition. Subpoenas Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin officials for Trump communications related to the 2020 election. You know what that's like? That's like catching or going to a bank robber and saying, this is intimidating you. Those witnesses that are pointing their finger at you for what you did, are they threatening you? Because if they are, we're charging them witnesses. That's what this is like. So going to those secretaries of state and all these people trying to dream up things, saying his phone calls were inappropriate or dangerous. I'm going to remind them all of this one. Those who ride the tiger to seek power often end up inside. And that was, as most of us know, Attorney General Mark Brnovich warning to Katie Hobbs that he was just a witness. He was just a witness. Due to a beach whale. Dude, look at a lady. Damn it. So anyway, let me see here what we got. I'm not going to open up another can of worms. We're already over an hour. But like, share, and subscribe. Let me see what's going on in the chats here. Here we go. Here's one. Did y'all see this one? Ha ha ha. There's one for you. Okay, Sandy, I see. I can go over. Let me see what we got in here. In my studio, I should have done more. Let's see. I can go in my. I can go out of my studio and get Joan Rivers talking about. But everybody's seen that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's another one for you. Hi, Frank. How you doing? I'm just wrapping up. Nice to see you. Glad you're here. But I guess I'll go ahead and put this one up because on my thumbnail, I'm going to tell you the reason for my thumbnail. I'll go a little bit longer. I will get into it. Because sometimes I put up thumbnails and I just let people figure out what I mean. Let me copy of it up here. Nobody walks away from this. And I snuck in a little magic rainbow, right? He can't sleep. And the reason I'm doing that is because of what Elon Musk said. Talking about that thesis that Joel or whatever his name is put out discussing little ones, and his tweet asking people their opinion of underage people being involved in a mature way with adults. That's what they're going to, and Elon Musk saying this was a crime scene and that he tweeted out that it was a crime the way they did not do anything about all exploitation on the site. They are complicit. In my mind, that's what I think he was getting at. So that Sam Bankman-Fried, all these characters that are getting in trouble, all the threads are going to, for a lot of them, are going to go right back to the exploitation situation. And that's why they can't stand Trump. That's why they can't sleep. And we all know nobody walks away from this. And I was going to put down below in bigger letters, nobody. But I said, well, my audience is sophisticated enough to know what I'm talking about. Hi, Roy. Corn Pop might have been a good guy. Who knows? So anyway, folks, let me see if I can go in my studio and get a little video to play for you all. Even though I'm an hour and 9 minutes, my broadcast starts to break down after a certain amount of time, but I'm going to find. Here's one I'll close out with. Nah, I better save this one next time. Let me find a different video. I'll find a video. Oh, gosh. Just bear with me a second, folks. will find a different video. Okay, I haven't played this one in a while. Were y'all able to hear me while I was out of my studio going looking through my files? Could you all hear me? Because if you could, I know I can do that. Because I went out of the studio, went into my files, and I didn't know if y'all could still hear me or not. So anyway, I'm going to play this video for y'all to think about. Okay, Solo, thank you. 5 by 5. But I appreciate y'all joining me, and I'm going to play this video of DJ T. And don't you know that the day after he made this statement that you're going to watch, the first drops came from that letter 17. The day after this statement made by Donald J. Trump. So y'all have a great evening. I'll play the video. It plays clear, but it has subtitles. If it does not play clear, you can still read it. So y'all have a great evening. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
About Huawei from a security standpoint.
Sir, the Constitution says treason is punishable by death. You've accused your adversary of treason. Specifically, are you accusing of treason?
And I think is that they have unsuccessfully tried to take. If you look at McCabe, probably people. If you look at Brooke, if you look at her, Lisa Page, his wonderful lover, they talk openly. Use their private server because they didn't want to get used.
The government server. That was not a good move. He talked.
Sorry, folks, I was wrong. This is a different clip, but it's just as good. I'll play it anyway. So I'll say good night again. I just say I got the wrong clip up, but it's good enough. Y'all have a great night.
About the insurance policy, just in case Crooked Hillary loses, and that didn't work out too well for them. So you look at them, insurance policy. Should she, for any reason, lose? Remember, 100 million. Maybe he said 100 million to. Should she lose, we'll have an insurance policy, and we'll. And that's what they said, and that's what they meant. Treason. That's true. They won the election, and that's what happened. And that's what's happening right now without the treason word, I guess. But now they don't feel they can win the election, so they're trying to do 1,000 stabs. Keep stabbing. Let's. And if you look, 40 million would think that Bob Mueller has gone over my taxes, they've gone over my financial statements to a level that nobody's gone them before, and they were not discussed even discussed or brought up. I have great